Yo, what is up, guys? It is Card Shuffler 99 here. Today, we're going to show you guys a really cool card trick. But before we get into that, we do have a giveaway going on our channel. We're giving away 3 pairs of AirPods. So if you guys want to be entered in this giveaway, first of all, make sure to like this video. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Turn those notifications on, which is the bell icon. Make sure to comment at least one time on our YouTube channel. Also, we'll have a link in our description to our Instagram where you got to follow us. And also like our post. And then we also have a link to our Amazon page that will be in the description down below if you guys are interested in getting anything from Amazon, especially since we're in quarantine. We'll have a link in the description where you guys can check out our Amazon website page. And anyways, guys, we got a really cool card trick for you guys today. Let's get right on into it.
You're going to need a 100% shuffled deck of cards. So we could give it some swing cuts. We can give it an overhand shuffle here. Some more swing cuts, doesn't matter. As long as the deck is completely shuffled, we are happy. Now, Robert, what I want you to do is go ahead and basically first start, let's select a card. So go ahead, show the camera for me. It's fine if I see the card. Just go ahead, show the camera. In this case, you have the Joker. Okay, Robert? Keep in mind your card is the Joker. I'm going to take your card, the Joker, push that somewhere into the middle of the deck, and we'll give the deck some cuts just like that. And we'll give it a shuffle, try to get your card completely lost in the deck. Now, Robert, what I want you to do is basically cut the deck in about half, give or take. So go ahead and do that right now. It doesn't matter how many cards you lift up on. Perfect. And we'll take the rest of the deck. We'll discard that for now. So you lifted up as many cards as you wanted, and what we'll do here is we'll give this packet here a little bit of a shuffle. So as long as this order here is completely mixed, we're happy. Now, Robert, what I'm going to do is separate the cards into 2 piles. So the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to go up and down just like this, and we're going to basically separate the cards into 2 distinct piles. Robert, go ahead, and now I want you to select a pile to eliminate.
The bottom pile?
The bottom pile. So we're going to now take all the cards on the bottom and discard those right there. Once again, here we go. Pick one to eliminate, either top or bottom.
Let's go bottom again.
Bottom again. The bottom cards eliminated. Now we are left with 3 cards, Robert. What I want you to do here is I want you to come around and I want you to basically take your hands and you're going to cover any 2 cards you want. So go ahead and do that now. All right, perfect. Take those 2 cards that you selected and throw them away. Now, Robert, just to recap, what we did was we took a completely shuffled deck of cards. You selected a card. We shuffled it into the deck, basically. We took the deck. You cut about half the cards. We put them into 2 packets. You got to eliminate 2 distinct packets in that little pile that we had. We were left with 3 cards. You covered 2 of the cards, and now we are down to 1 card. Robert, what was your card?
The Joker.
The Joker. That is the trick, guys, and anyway, let's get straight into the tutorial for this little effect. Hope you guys enjoyed that little performance there. So anyway, we'll get straight into the tutorial here. So basically, this trick is going to rely on something known as Magician's Choice. If you don't know what that is, I'll get into a deeper explanation of that a little bit later into the tutorial. But this is a pretty well-devised trick, and credit to this trick does go out to Pig Cake, okay? So anyway, let's get straight into how this is going to work. So something very important that's going to go with any card trick is that the spectator is allowed to shuffle the deck. Highly recommend you get the spectator to shuffle it just so they're 100% satisfied that all the cards are completely mixed up. Now, you can shuffle it yourself if you don't think that they're going to shuffle the cards well. So as long as you have the deck shuffled, you're happy. Now, what you're going to do is basically allow them to select any card they want. Now, it doesn't matter what card they select. So in this case, let's just go right here. And they selected, in this case, the 9 of Hearts. Okay, so the 9 of Hearts here. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to basically enact a card control. So you can do this any way you want. What I did in the performance was I just pushed it into the middle, keeping a break with my thumb just like that. Taking this top packet right here, I cut it 3 times. So basically, I'll separate the top packet into 2. So 1, 2, 3, and basically their card will be left on the top of the deck. Now, you can do this any way you want. Obviously, after that, I did do a riffle shuffle, just maintaining that card on top. You can do, say, a false cut, maybe, if you wanted to do a false cut. Up to you how you want to get that card to the top of the deck is completely fair game. Now that the card is on top of the deck, what you're going to do is now basically set the deck down, and you're going to have them select about half the deck. Now, this is going to work best, and I will tell you this now, with less than half the deck. I would say about a fourth of the deck, a third of the deck is going to work better than half. Reason being because if you take half the deck, what's going to happen is there's so many cards here, so it's not really going to look as good later, and I'll kind of get into that a little bit later into the tutorial here. So basically what you're going to do is you can ask them if you want to lift about half the deck. So what you can do is you can basically take some of the cards out. So what I did here, I actually did take some of the cards out of the deck. So what this does is if they do lift up on half, there's not as many cards, because you don't need a full deck for this trick, okay? So have them lift about half. You want them to lift about 20 cards or less, okay? So let's say they lift up right around here. That's perfect right there. And now you can take all the cards on the bottom and get rid of it. So at this point, you have this little pack of cards with their card on top. What you're going to do is take this and control to the bottom. Now you can do this easily by just taking your thumb, peeling off the top card, and shuffling on top of it with this little overhand shuffle. That's going to basically control to the bottom. Now, if you want to keep it on the bottom and do another shuffle, what you can do is you can get a pinky break just like this, and you're just going to pull cards above this and start shuffling again. Now, this is basically going to, if you repeat this action, look like you're shuffling it over and over again, but obviously their card's going to stay on the bottom the entire time. Now, this is where Magician's Choice is sort of coming into play. There actually is not exactly the largest sense of Magician's Choice here, because they do have a completely free choice over what happens here. What you're going to do is you're going to do this little up and down action just like this, okay? And what this is doing is separating the cards into two packets. So in this case, we're going to go up, down. It doesn't matter. You could start down and up and down and up. Doesn't matter how you do it. So I like to go up and down just like this. So you're going to separate the cards into two packets just like this. Try to keep them even. And what you're going to do is explain to them that you're going to basically allow them to select a packet to eliminate. Now, keep in mind that their card is on the bottom. Now, their card will end up either on the top or on the bottom. In this case, their card is on the bottom packet, okay? So what you're going to do here is when they basically say, okay, I want to eliminate, let's say, the top packet. If they want to eliminate the top packet, you want to make sure that their card is on the bottom, okay? Let's say their card was on the top, okay, and they said top. What you would do is simply, you're going to take the deck just like this. You can hold it in like this grip right here, and all I'm doing is I'm taking my index finger, and I'm basically pulling the card down, okay? That's all I'm doing, pulling the card back down, so when I eliminate the top cards, their card stays in the packet the whole time. So this is sort of half Magician's Choice, because they can pick any packet to eliminate, and you will tell them straight up that you are going to eliminate this packet. It's not like you're going to keep it, or it's not like you're going to say name a packet and you just get to eliminate whichever you want. You can do that if you wanted to, theoretically. You could do something like this and basically just say name a packet, okay, just like that. And let's say they said bottom packet. You could say, okay, we'll keep the bottom packet, or if they say bottom packet and their card's on top, you could say, all right, we'll get rid of the bottom packet. So you could do that if you wanted to, but this is important because what this is going to do is kind of eliminate that idea of Magician's Choice, because to them, they are picking whichever one they want to eliminate, right? So you're telling them, you're going to eliminate this packet. So let's say they say top and their card's on the bottom, just get rid of these top cards. You're going to do this one more time here, just like that. Once again, their card's on top now. So what you want to do is basically say, okay, now that your card is on the top, we need to get rid of the bottom packet or the top packet if they select it. So let's say they say top packet. What you're going to do is you're going to hold it in this grip like this. I'm just using my dominant hand, putting my thumb and middle finger just like this, kind of with this little L. And all I'm doing is I'm dragging their card with my index finger. I'm dragging this card straight down and using these fingers here to stabilize the cards just like that. Okay, so bam, I just brought it to the bottom now. So once again, if they said top, now I can get rid of the top cards. Now you're going to be left with a few cards. Okay, so you could be left here with 5 cards. You could be left with 3 cards, 4 cards. It doesn't matter. It just kind of depends on how many they select in the performance. So what you're going to do here is, knowing that their card's on bottom, you can do Magician's Choice. So if you want to do what I did, with 3 cards, you can basically say that you can eliminate any 2 cards. So basically, what you could do here is you could say, this trick works best with 3 cards, so let's just eliminate any 2 cards here just like that and throw those away. You could do that, or you could deal with 5 cards. let me explain how you can do this with 3 cards. So once again, you know that this is their card, obviously, because this card was on the bottom. All you're going to do is ask them to cover any 2 cards with their hand. So if they covered these 2, you'd say to eliminate these 2, and then you'd be left with this. If they covered these 2, for example, you would say, okay, what I want you to do is lift up on one hand. Let's say they lift up on this hand. You say, perfect. And then you could show that this was their card because they had this under their hand. You could eliminate these 2. If they did it the other way around, what you could do is you could say, okay, we'll eliminate this card right here, okay? And then you could do the same thing here, and this is where Magician's Choice is coming in, is basically, let's say they cover these 2, you say, okay, lift up on one hand. If they lift up on this hand, you say, let's get rid of it. If they lift up on this hand, you say, okay, this is the card you wanted, and then basically you bring it, basically the selection down to this. So that's Magician's Choice. You can do that last part any way you guys want, so keep that in mind. It is just plain Magician's Choice, so you guys have full authority over what happens there. Do anything you want, just make sure it comes down to that last card. Alright guys, that's it for this, and anyway, this is Card Shuffler 99. Peace out.